Sharmati as the second speaker of Open Government. This house believe that internet access should be limited by human rights. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we already know that nowadays the rights of human consist of many things, and one of them is the right of getting information, the rights of showing up our opinions, and etc. But as what my speaker also said, that is the right of everyone. So besides your rights, there's also others' rights. Before we are going to claim more about our rights, the first thing that we have to do or make sure is we are fulfilling our obligation, our duties, that we have to respect the rights of others. Who would deny that nowadays internet has provided us a lot of things, have easy access and etc. But no, there's a lot of urgency why we need to limit the access to the internet. The point is limited by human rights. We are not going to limit it for all the things on the internet and for everyone. But now there are some characteristics or people and things that need to be limited from the internet access for the goodness of theirs and others' human rights. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as what my speaker also said that or explained more, the necessity of why internet access has to be limited. Now I'm going to tell more about the impact or the bad impact of the free internet access or unlimited internet access to the human rights, ladies and gentlemen, especially like the effect of the blue content, cyberbullying, and the impact of it for the education and also for the health sector. Well, ladies and gentlemen, blue content or the blue film now is really accessed in the internet. From the internet could be accessed by anyone, by anywhere, and etc. With the sophisticated technology, the development of technology, people could freely, easily, and limitedly access any kind of content that provided in the internet, including the blue content and the blue film. Until this very day, the young generation or our generation nowadays, or the teenager, is being uncontrolled by having a dependency on that kind of blue content, and it's getting worse by the low control, the low communication, the bad communication from the parents of children. So those children have to be saved for the goodness of their future. And how to save them? According to the survey from Health Department Ministry in 2017, 94% students had access to the porn site or the porn content, and 57% access through the internet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, is it a good sign for our young generation that have dependency by giving them unlimited access to the internet? Of course, it's not a good sign for our young generation. According to the study that was held by Wellcome Trust from Secretary Department of Cambridge University, by using MRI shows that the effect of pornography is so much worse than the effect of narcotic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, this will damage our brain. And of course, if our brain is damaged, the impact will be on our education, our health, and etc. As what I said in the opening also, this is a circle that become the suffering for all the nation. So how we could go out from this thing? For sure, we'll create another worse impact if we keep on doing the same thing like this, ladies and gentlemen. It would increase the depression and anxiety. Because why? Where the depression and anxiety of one person who getting or having dependency on the internet, such as blue content, etc., will increase the criminal case. Why? Because they are looking on how they're having fun through the way or get inspired by the way they're looking or searching from the internet, ladies and gentlemen. It's describing others' right to live in a peaceful by the people who get affected by the free or unlimited internet access, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next impact is we are now seeing the perception and the act of the sexuality. That women and children are only the object of the sexuality. Look on how many criminal cases, raping that happened to the women and children. Almost in India, almost 20 minutes, women got raped in India, and almost 93 women in India are raped every day, ladies and gentlemen. And most of the cases caused by the subject got inspired by what they watch in the internet, ladies and gentlemen. So that is the impact of how bad the free unlimited internet access that they got, and this is not a good sign for strengthening our human rights that we really needed. So that's why we need to give the limitation of what kind of content and what kind of people that could watch and access it through internet, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of people say that internet access is a part of human rights. Well, but nowadays, from 2 billion sites on the internet, most of the people are not looking for the beneficial sites such as educational, science, health, news, and etc. But mostly people are researching on internet like gaming, online gambling, and kind of. We are not going to say that's completely bad, but ladies and gentlemen, let's see on how bad the impact for the education sector, that the students are not being productive at school because of they spend the next for playing the game through the internet, and also people freely copying others' work or creation where it violates other rights, ladies and gentlemen. Through the internet access, cyberbullying and hack also happening every time maybe, and it's also could endanger or making the privacy of the people will low, ladies and gentlemen. For this unresponsible people will take advantage of this kind of thing by pressing the victim, and most of the interaction on the social media is not a good interaction. Most of the people on social media like mocking, hating each other, give the hate speech, and also they make the mental breakdown to others, especially for the public figure, ladies and gentlemen. And for your info, ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia is the most rude citizens in Southeast Asian. That is the fact, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why we really need to limit the internet access to prevent us from those kind of things, ladies and gentlemen. Nowadays, look on how so many reports that go to the police for those people. Now, we are not going to limit the access for the human. We are not going to limit their rights, but now we are going to prevent them from any bad possibility that could happen in the future because of unwise use of the unlimited internet access, on how to create a world that's full of respect to each other, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we think that the only solution on that could solve all the problem is by giving the limited access by human rights. Thank you.